Welcome everybody to the Plumes of Hazard. I am your affable host, the Angstful Vapor. Here to my left tonight. Oh look, we reordered a little bit. And to my left tonight is the Mass Blast 09, and right down over meow is the lovely and talented Fubaka.
MMMM. Welcome.
Oh yeah. They got.
Oh shit! I didn't realize I cracked my can before you did. I'm
That's fine.
sorry.
You go right ahead.
Can cracker.
Slanja everyone.
How many of those do you go? I don't even know.
No, I think I've never drank more than 3 in a night.
So. A local guy, his new truck is a White Claw truck that he delivers alcohol with.
Is that right?
Yeah, he works for a distributing company, and yeah.
I mean, if you're into college girls, that's what you drive.
Hey, Vic says, "Hey, sunglasses. This could be a weed channel now." Don't you know those things kill everybody?
Chat link, please. I beg you.
Yeah, if it's ZZ Top Night too, that means Fubaka can be the guy's name is Beard, the guy that doesn't have a beard.
Bow, bow, bow.
Oh, you don't have a beard either.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God.
Having a James Hetfield Billy Goat does not count.
ZZ Top does have nicer beards. That is true. They are pretty ridiculous. I think the only people that may beat them is the Duck Dynasty guys. Those guys are pretty amazing as well.
So I literally saw I can't put it up on the screen because it gives. Can I get a chat link too? By the way, I can't put it up on the screen because it gives away. I don't want to blur stuff out, but there's a company, and I'm sure you can find it, and it's Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty,
and
like
they are
HVAC.
HVAC, yeah, and the logo is the beard, and like I don't even know how they don't come close to infringing on something, but whatever.
That's pretty amazing.
Duck Dynasty.
Let me see it. I might be able to sanitize it here while you guys are talking. 1 second, I'll put it up.
Well, good evening to everybody. Well, except for Mark. Good morning to you, sir. But hello, Addy. Howdy, Tomas. What's up, Vic? Festy, Joel, Horror. What's the mess? Rick, J Arthur. What's happening, boys? Good to see you guys tonight. I'm wiped. It's been a hell of a week for me. David Letterman beats them all. He does have, after he quit his job, a pretty impressive beard, I must say. I saw his little, what is it on Netflix? Or just, I think it's Netflix that he's got that special, whatever. It was surprising. I wouldn't have thought that dude could grow like a big boy beard.
He was on. I was listening to an interview of his on NPR a couple of years ago, and they posted a picture from the interview. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
Motherfucker looks like Castaway.
He does. Dude, man, look at this. This Yeti Netto drives me nuts. It keeps doing this bullshit all the time. Like, it's still working fine. But when Windows interfaces with it, it tries to change the sampling rate, I think. And it makes it just wig out. The only thing that works is I have to unplug it and plug it back in. Hold on. There. Jeez. What a pain in the butt.
All right, Anksy. I'm ready. I'm ready for my close-up. Ready?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty amazing, dude. Wrong button. What do I want to do? Spotlight video. There we go.
There it is.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Whoa, why'd they use my beard and sunglasses?
I know, right?
Dude, that's when you really let that beard get out.
That's ducked up.
Never forget.
Never forget. Yeah, that lady creeps me out.
What that mouth do?
What drink seltzer anyway.
I canceled the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get back to the normal window? Oh, there it is, gallery.
Yeah, I gotta go gallery.
Gotta go.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
wow, what a week in vaping, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
What a week.
For sure. So we got, was it last week that we got news of the New York injunction?
Yeah, right? And now Michigan got one. They got an injunction.
Yeah, Michigan got
Hence, we call the show Junction.
Oh, there's doggies. I heard you swearing on them earlier, Masty. Were they being bad?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's Juno. Amo barks at the littlest, stupidest thing, and kids are sleeping, so.
Right. So we do have another injunction. That means I think Tony mentioned that Namber Juice is gonna stay open for a little bit longer. So if you are a fan of Grimm's e-liquids, I guess you can still get that for a bit, which I guess it's good. Who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, we had Alex on a couple weeks ago that it's just gonna be like this for a while. I think
Mm-hmm.
Governors overreaching, people knee jerking, not figuring out what's going on. I have seen crap loads of posts in the CASA group and some various other advocacy groups that I'm still in that are posting pictures of like leaked screenshots of emails from inside of some of these government entities bragging about misleading people and turning the THC thing and conflating that with regular vaping in order to push their agenda, their T21s and their all this other crap. It's a mess. I mean, it's an absolute Charlie Foxtrot. Stefan Didak has been posting a bunch of priceless quotes from people that have been up in front of the government. I think Alex posted there were two different. I think there's a Senate and I think it may have been two Senate subcommittees that were both talking about vaping within half an hour of each other today. I mean, it's crazy. Like it's just everybody's all a Twitter. Mostly about that Ahmed is pulling on right now.
Oh, so I was at my deli this afternoon getting lunch, and I waited a few minutes for my order to be ready, so I stepped outside to hit this. And some college kids walked past, and I think they got a whiff of my mango essence. They're like, "How'd you get mango jewel pods?" Right? And I looked him dead in the eye and I said, "Had to suck some dicks." And I walked back inside.
You're turning tricks, bro.
Hey, man's got to do.
I was just smart enough to order enough before it's a ban money.
Right. What there was some lady, like some random Twitter prostitute that was just a nobody. And apparently one of these hardcore anti-vape people got a hold of her profile and replied publicly to her saying, good job getting off the Juul, because she had quit cigarettes. She had smoked a pack a day, went to the Juul, and is back to smoking, but smokes like 3 a day. And this anti-vaping person goes, good job getting off the vaping thing or whatever, right? So this rando Twitter person, whom I'm not going to mention because she does not need any more attention, we'll just say she's not the best spokesperson for the anti-vaping thing, because she's like, I'm all about unprotected sex, and it's bad. Like, it's really, really funny. But of course, people have now jumped onto that, and it's pretty humorous.
Mm-hmm.
November, what was that? I missed that.
The DC vape rally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna smell really bad.
One would think, yeah. Oh, that was one of the things that that Stefan posted about today. Gosh, I wonder if I still have that up. He was quoting somebody that his quote was effectively, it wasn't a quote, but it was what he was saying was it was offensive that you couldn't smell vaping. You couldn't smell when you're vaping e-liquid, as opposed to cigarettes where you can. So the worst part about vaping is you can't smell it. I was like, yeah, but you smell the vapors.
I mean, outside, yeah, you can't smell it, but I know someone's been vaping indoors.
Yeah, you smell the old
it smells like VG and BO.
VG and BO, that's right.
No, because like I vape, and I vape at a much lower power than I used to, and even like I hop in the car after not driving for a couple of days, like I can smell it.
You can, but it is awfully not offensive compared to
me, no, but to other people I sit in the car with, it is. So it's just whatever.
Yeah, here you go. Matt Myers, he says, not being able to smell flavored vapor on people is diabolical. That was the word the guy used.
These people don't know what diabolical even means.
I don't want my man to always smell like fucking maple syrup.
Oh, wait, the same guy. Before Juul was introduced, the most popular flavor was tobacco. Oh, man.
Mr. Krabs meme?
Yeah.
The one that I can't quote on air?
Oh, man. Too funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's darkly humorous, right? It's bananas. But,
I mean, what else are you gonna do towards it? You gotta laugh,
right? You just it's so ridiculous. You have to. Tim said he had a buddy telling me that he got kicked out of the smoking section of a casino yesterday.
Was he using a smoke mod? Because that makes sense.
Oh man. Oh, what? Mark Rip put a video out? Does he still make videos? I have no idea. He said he put a video out on the whole deal. He said he came out and said pods are the problem, yet he does videos on how to vape on a pod, teaching the audience how to mouth to lug them.
Well, see, there's your problem: is you watch Rip's video.
Yeah, it's exactly that's the problem. Is they, the people running that area probably were freaking out about it getting people sick, right? Because they've been fed so much ridiculous lies that they believe it. It sucks. It's ridiculous.
If you're chucking clouds at a casino, I could see them not being okay with that.
Right. That's probably true. Tim is disavowed knowing anybody that smokes a smoke mod.
I know he's an ECR mod, so I have to make a smoke joke.
Oh man. Scott, what's up, Scott? He said I'm starting to look like the drummer from Rush, Neil Peart, right?
Yeah, I posted a joke earlier, which was how many drummers does it take to screw in a light bulb? 3. 1 to do it, and 2 to talk about how much better Neil Peart would have done it.
That is true. He's pretty badass.
I don't like Rush.
Some of his what?
So I don't like Rush.
No, even if you don't like Rush, he's got a couple drum solos that they're relatively amazing. Like they're just, especially if you can watch him play. He's man.
Yeah. I love triggering Rush friends. They'll be like, eh. I think it's more so Geddy Lee that kills the band for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Geddy's voice, I bet, right? And that's probably what does it. That's what does it for most people.
It's partly Geddy Lee and partly the fans.
I'll give you that too.
Yeah,
it's kind of like LSU like that. LSU's like that's fine. The fans cuss.
Yeah.
But no, I mean Geddy I was a big Rush fan when I was in high school, and even then I could readily admit that his voice is very Marmite, right? You either can't stand it or it's like no. Even if the music's great, and they've got some great music. But I saw somebody talking earlier, right before we were going live, that somebody got a new billet box.
Oh,
Let's see.
I should have scooped one when they weren't selling for retail. Big mistakey.
Yeah.
Joel, yeah, congratulations on your new BB, buddy. We got an exo set with it too. That's an unusual find. That'll tide you over until you can find a Zeta.
Yeah, they're.
Oh, Vic, why are you triggered?
Yep. They're back to being in the mid 200s to 300 apiece. God.
Holy shit! How did just that rips up to 1.3 million subs?
Yeah, no, he is literally like he's been very YouTube for a long time now.
That's amazing. I don't think I've even thought of Rip in a very long time. Like, very long time.
We were talking about him in the Discord the other day, actually. I don't remember why, but we were.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
But no, for the same thing, I haven't thought about him in a minute. We were talking about YouTube subs, and I was talking about how Rip is like has still been far and ahead of everyone. Hey, Vic, I don't give a fuck if you're taking back your Patreon for my dislike of Rush. You know what else? I don't like Led Zeppelin either. Boom.
Yeah, that's one of Foo's very few like actual character flaws, in my opinion, is he doesn't like Led Zeppelin, that's a problem. Like I have to really forgive him. I have to have a really big heart to still be friends with him, and he doesn't like getting the let out.
It's not healthy to have a large heart, just saying.
Figuratively, Foo. Figurative, not literally.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, now you've gone too far. That's fine.
Good. Because that's the hottest take I've had on this show.
Yeah. That's. I mean, of my top all-time favorite bands, yeah, Zeppelin's still up there. Just because they've got so many different styles of music. Like if you told me to pick a band that I could have on a desert island, it might be Zeppelin. Just because you can pop in one to have kind of a folksy thing, you can pop in one to have some classic rock, you can pop in one and have some weird
part
shit.
of it for me was how much I've had to listen to them when I didn't want to listen to them. I hear them fucking everywhere, like
Okay.
So what's interesting about the Rip Trippers thing is he had been pretty steady for the past month or two on subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And on Monday, it jumped 10,000 subscribers. Okay. And on Tuesday, it went down 10,000 subscribers. So it's kind of interesting. And the video views stayed the same, 248,000. Or sorry, 248 million. So each video is getting about 87,000 views. So 2 million views the last 30 days.
Doors. Okay, I'll give you the Doors. The other one that I would heavily consider is Floyd. I'm also a longtime Floyd fan, but that's typically for some other things. Floyd is for like just chilling, right? And some psychedelic stuff for sure, but
T-Rex. T-Rex is one of like my favorite bands from that time.
Yeah.
They didn't I don't think they got the love they deserve because their singer like died like right when they hit it big. So they'd yet to like hit their apex.
Did I may have mentioned this on the show a while back, but I might as well since we're talking about music a little bit. A friend of mine years and years ago knew of my predilection for classic rock and suggested Them Crooked Vultures.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good.
Very Zeppelin-y kind of feel, but definitely different. Well, I had to.
Spoiler: the bass player from Zeppelin is in the band.
I thought he just produced it.
No, I know he played the bass on the first album. I think that's their only album, but yeah. Yeah, if you like I love Queens of the Stone Age. They're the shit. But I'm more of like of the era. Like Sabbath is my shit.
Sure,
So,
absolutely.
even the Rolling Stones. I love the Rolling Stones.
Mark, dude, DSOTM is the worst piece of music you've ever heard. What? You're a goon.
Early Soundgarden was awesome when they were more Sabbathy sounding, in my opinion.
Yes.
I didn't care for the '90s stuff as much. Like I grew up listening to it, but their dirtier stuff I liked.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to put it. Their first album was super, like, not grungy. I almost said grungy, but because it wasn't that. It was just.
It was a little sludgy.
It was sludgy. Yeah, that's a better way of saying it. I did enjoy their first album. Was that Rusty Cage, or was that the second one?
I think Rusty may have been the second. I forget their first album.
I forget.
I don't think this is the first time I've told Will of my distaste for Led Zeppelin. So he's unfriended me twice now.
Double unfriend. You unfriend.
I mean that means we're friends again, bub.
Yeah, Super Unknown. Yeah.
Yeah, that was their. That was when Chris Cornell cut his hair, man. They sold out.
Yeah. And if I remember right, didn't Johnny Cash sing Rusty Cage too? And that was badass. It was really cool. I think it was on one of his last albums that he put out. Bad Motorfinger was their second? Yeah, maybe. Or is it the other way around? I forget. Whichever. I liked the album. It was good. But it was Shaq said Bad Motorfinger was like their 8th. All right, maybe.
I'm generally cool with people so long as you don't like deathcore. We're probably good.
There's a lot of the extreme, sub-genres of music like that, like screamo and stuff. I'm like, it just
No, I like the hardcore punk and the New York hardcore and stuff like that, but deathcore is honestly probably the worst subgenre of extreme rock / metal. It is fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like if you have a bandana around your mouth and you're doing ninja kicks, kill yourself. Like I was at a show and a kid was doing ninja kicks in the pit and I caught him and I dropped him. I'm like, no. Feet on the ground.
Church said Pink Floyd stopped being Pink Floyd when Water's left, and okay, I think that's a relatively normal argument. I can agree with that, but I still enjoyed a lot of the music that came out after that. But it was certainly a different sort of band, right? You don't get an Ummagumma from.
Oh, funnily enough, half my time spending with Grim Green was making fun of his music taste. I mean, we had a lot of overlap. But there's, the stuff that didn't overlap. I love making fun of them for.
Okay, Mark. Duran, really?
Oh God, this guy's a troll.
Duran's a shit.
Definitely trolling.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Police. All right, I'll give you Police. Come on, Stang. The man that named himself after an active verb. That's pretty awesome.
And he has sex for like 5 days.
Right.
Wow.
Dude's got some talent, that's for sure. And his music isn't necessarily my cup of tea all the time, but musically, pretty amazing.
One of them said, "Foo's hungry like the wolf."
Foo, you got anything going on over there other than the illegal jewel pods?
Illegal snowdrift.
Illegal snowdrift too. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
On the illegal Narta.
That still has the same cotton that I haven't changed from last week.
Dude, you're getting worse than me, and I'm pretty bad sometimes.
Honestly, if I took this thing out with me, if this thing left the house, it probably would have been re-wicked by now.
Yeah.
but I don't even drive with it anymore. So, and then I have my column A and column B.
Right. Nice. I actually have some.
By the way, this tastes fucking great. I don't do this for hyperbole. This tastes good.
Was it mango and mint?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can't imagine that tastes pretty good. I actually have something new for the first time in Coon's age. It's not new, but instead of my Bliss, I've gone back to the old standard, the one that just came back all fixed up. So I've got my Limelight, my Gloom is back in the rotation now, but it's the same adding on top. Still the REA, still the Omen tip inside, still Rail Cracker. And I've also got my billet box rocking and rolling with the Zeta inside. Little JMK concave button. God, this thing's so comfy. I liked the convex button that I had for years until it was stolen. But the concave one's even better. I do like this. Oh, and inside of here, I've got abolishment with this handsome man on top. Get yours today at StashyLiquids.com. That's about it.
I just posted my Spotify playlist, my 495 song playlist in chat. Judge Away.
Really?
It's just that's just like my rough playlist, and I have like more specific ones, but that's the one I like normally jam.
Yeah.
It's been like a almost 7-year-old playlist.
Wow. Oh, Will. 24 hours without abolishment? What will you do? That sounds ridiculous.
Try going 48 hours with no juice because you fucked up. And
yeah, it's about time to re-wake this.
Yeah, Will, there's no Led Zeppelin on it. So I actually don't think there's any Black Sabbath on there either. There's like stuff that it's not just like I didn't create it. It's just like something comes to mind that I think I should add. I just throw it on there.
Ooh, Jimmy just said he just got back from a youth vaping meeting at his kid's high school. The amount of incorrect info was staggering. That is very interesting. I have not done anything like that in the sort of school setting.
Yeah.
Were you able to communicate with anybody, or did they just shout you down and have a bunch of parents just freaking out, or were they able to listen?
The Florida Attorney General just had a thing at one of the schools here talking about how they were going to go after like 40 or 50 companies down here in Florida that could be selling to kids.
Well, as well they should, right?
As they should. Yep, they're being investigated.
And I think, I know we've said it many times, but good, right? Enforce the laws that are there. We already have laws all over the country that have 18, and now a lot of places, including here, is 21. T21, fine, right? You've got laws against it, against kids buying it. Fine, enforce them. You've had it for cigarettes since I was a kid. Didn't stop me from getting cigarettes if I wanted it, but at least I couldn't just like walk up and just buy them unless you knew the dude.
Right.
To quote Joe Pesci from Casino, it's always the fucking dollars.
Exactly. You can still get it.
Like, I'm like, it's like, are logical arguments even really worth anything anymore?
So that's a good point, and I can see where you're coming from by making it. But I think if I'm going to engage, it's still going to be with that because I have to go to sleep at night.
Oh yeah.
Right.
No, I know what I know.
Right.
I just I already have very like little stock in people as it is, so.
Right. I understand.
So
he says, yeah, no, that's fine. If you're wheezing, get in the
Did he respond?
He said he was able to get some correct. He was able to correct some info, and that's good. They claim there's no age enforcement of restricted products, and I don't know what state you're in, Jimmy, but I don't think that's true anywhere in the states. Like
I remember when I was in first grade, they still warned us about razor blades in our Halloween candy. So
yeah,
back in the days when your mom would give you quarters in case you had to use a phone and call, when you could leave the house for 8 hours and not be worried about those days.
Yeah, Those days where there were those things called phone booths with a wired
I think
phone that you put money in.
I think New York might be one of the few cities left in the country that still has payphones.
Yeah. I think you're right. You very rarely see them anywhere else. But I have heard that New York does still have some.
Yeah, because every so often there are, tower outages and shit, and emergency responders sometimes needs them. And
speaking of, there's been a huge outage, Verizon outage on the East Coast up there today.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like weather related or just because?
No, people are saying that it's been going on for like 3 days. They have issues placing phone calls. Their signal is very low, and data is just crap. So
Jimmy's in North Carolina, he said. Interesting. So yeah, I still think. I mean that scare for Halloween candy is still a thing. People still talk about that all the time. Talk about needles in them. Talk about
don't wear gang colors on Halloween.
Yeah,
that was my favorite one.
Don't flash your lights at cars that have their lights off. They'll turn around and kill you.
They have like kids on Instagram like,
uh-huh. Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. It's crazy. No, that's true horror. That does mean Superman can only exist in New York. Because he's got to have somewhere to change, man. Take off that mild-mannered outfit. Oh man. By the way, Mark, I was just pulling your chain, dude. You do you, man. You like whatever music is cool. It's fine.
Let's hope you're not pulling his wallet chain.
Yeah, that's right, Fuzzy. Don't swim after eating. Yeah, you get the cramps and you'll drown. I got a cramps. Feed dog peanuts are the new razors. That's right. There's signs everywhere about talking about peanut-free zones and whatever. I'm like, okay. I understand there are some people with allergies that legitimately get sick if they eat peanuts. That's cool. But maybe this is starting to sound like a Louis C.K. bit. Maybe if you are that allergic to that, if there's a peanut within sight of you and you get sick, maybe stay home.
If you have a peanut allergy, I'm giving you some pennies out of here for Halloween. That's what you're getting.
Oh, why is
if
that?
you're
I just pulled up chat to respond to your message, and it said I was about to reply privately to Mass Blast.
No,
I don't know why. Why is that?
That was a good one, though.
It was a good one. Oh, that's because you sent me a private message asking for the chat link earlier. Sorry.
My niece had a nut allergy growing up. You know how you help get past that? You have your parent chew your food for you. That actually helps. It does.
What? What?
You've never heard of that?
No. Like
basically,
like baby bird style, like chew and go.
Because what you're doing is you're eliminating a layer of processing for them. Like your mucus does as the first layer of breaking down food.
Your saliva?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's mostly a physical change, though, right?
Yeah, but it's also a chemical change.
Somewhat, for sure. There's an amount of
exactly
that goes on, but not a lot.
I know us in the U.S. we're so fucking germophobic. Like, okay, well, good luck having your kid be allergic to air when they grow up.
I'm still grossed up. Yeah, exactly like baby bird. Like,
I'm sorry. I mean, if I'll do it for my kid, I want my kid to enjoy the pleasures of peanut M&Ms when they're old enough.
But isn't the whole nut allergy thing is not chewing it? It's
oh no, I'm not saying that's the end all be all cure. I'm saying it's a worthwhile avenue to explore to kind of gauge how severe the allergy is. If that doesn't work, then shit. It's the same thing like like my niece was heavily allergic to nuts growing up. Like her skin would break the fuck out.
Yeah. I had a buddy that was the same way, but it was only certain ones. It was like pecans and almonds, and it wasn't peanuts. It was several other different kinds of nuts.
Because if you're allergic to almonds, there's a good chance you're also allergic to peaches and apricots.
Yes.
Part of the same
Because
family.
you know why? They're droops. They're not nuts. Droops. Just like
That's racist.
Is that why you can milk an almond?
Dude, almond milk. Every time I refer to that, I always say almond milk. I always put it in double quotes because I can't stand almond milk. It's nasty too. It's gross.
So I've been trying a creamer that is got some almond milk in it and coconut milk.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't like almond milk, but
so my thing is I have an easier time not drinking regular milk, mainly because I stopped eating cereal. That was like my main source. But yeah. And coffee, like cold brew, I still put like even like coconut milk is really good with like espresso and stuff.
Wait, hold on. I do feel the need that we need to discuss this real quick. Or not discuss this. I need a disclaimer. The Plumes of Hazard is we are not doctors. And if your kid is allergic to peanuts, do not trust chewing it for him to give it to them. Consult your doctor.
No, I would say that because that's where my sister-in-law got it from, was her doctor.
I'm sure. I'm just saying I don't want any of us like people say, well, the Plumes of Hazard told me to
Hey, first of all, we're still protected by our disclaimer, okay?
That's right. So you said that you to have your kid be able to enjoy peanut butter. So peanut butter is obviously already chewed. So can you just spit on the sandwich and just give it to him?
Well, that's just perverted.
But no, that's just nasty. Oh, Mark, that sucks. If that's true, that does suck for sure.
I'm trying to remember what sitcom it was now. So Everybody Loves Raymond or Friends, where there's a family that like chews their food and like spits into the other's mouth. I don't remember what sitcom it was, but it was really fucking funny. What this made me think of.
Plumes of anaphylaxis. That's right.
Here's the other thing. You could also, when you're later in life, you can get a poop transplant if you want to go that route.
You can get a fecal transplant. That is a thing.
Just go, port to port, and
I don't think that's how it works.
No, they distill it into a saline. That's how they actually do it.
I have heard tell of this thing, and I've heard that it works. And when your gut has been destroyed by powerful antibiotics or whatever, and you need to repopulate that flora and fauna. Mm-hmm.
Well, like my younger brother has an issue where like his immune system kills his gut flora.
Right.
So he's I'm like, hey, my poop is always available. Just saying, I got plenty of it.
That's right. I will happily donate to your cause.
Jesus, Foo. First Zeppelin. Now this, I'm trying to lose all our subscribers.
Yeah, exactly, Stu. Those are the kind of people that would walk into Five Guys and literally just die. like, oh shit! Look at all the peanuts; they're everywhere.
Hey, sometimes third world solutions for problems are good for first world shit. Like, we have so many goddamn allergies because we're too first world for our own good.
Mm-hmm.
So happens, let your kids play in the fucking dirt when they're kids.
That is I completely agree. Is when you won't let your kids play outside and get dirty.
So they want to eat some of their feces out of their diaper. Let them do it. It'll make them stronger. Fuck.
If they don't get E. coli poisoning, they'll totally get stronger.
No, if they get E. coli poisoning,
Right.
Just let them do it. Just let them do their own thing.
Just feed them some almond milk. I'm sure it'll be fine. Rub some essential oils or some bullshit on it. I'm sure it'll be all right.
You can cure AIDS by eating yogurt. That was not a joke. I remember reading about that at some point.
Ooh, Mark wants to know what you're drinking, Foo.
Ruby red grapefruit White Claw.
Ruby red grapefruit one. That's probably pretty tasty.
It is. That and the mango. Those are like my go-to flavors. I have Murphy's Stout in the fridge, but I'm still pretty bloated from dinner. So it would be a bit much right now.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a bit much.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I had Prairie Artisan Ales. Today there was a Let's Do Something About It was the name of the beer. Oof, it was so good. The stout. It had freaking sweet condensed milk in it, and it was good.
Not bad.
Because those Prairie Artisan Ales sometimes they're hit and miss. Some of their shit is like Jester King, their farmhouse ale. Oh, that's freaking smells like a damn farmland. But I just had one today, and it was
Smells like
it was like
farmland.
it was yeah, dude. It's like green, not green in color, but just tastes green.
It like tastes like cow poop smell.
Chlorophyll,
Like manure or
chlorophyll, which is what gives the grass the color.
I know what chlorophyll is.
Mm-hmm. But no, this one today was good. It just tasted like bacon water.
Like
I don't know. I mean,
water.
yeah, I mean, it was amazing. Like the smell of it was just smoky. It smelled like smoked sausage and smoked bacon. So, but yeah, it was good.
Right on. So we're already talking about allergens and foods and stuff. One thing I was going to bring up tonight was I was given a sous vide
Sous vide?
this summer by my parents, and I haven't gotten around to using it until just recently. Did I already mention this on the show?
I don't think so.
No.
So I busted it out a couple weeks ago for the first time and did some chicken thighs. You know, I put like a pat of butter on each. Like I opened up, they were boneless thighs, so in the bone pocket, so to speak, I opened it up, put like a pat of butter in there, salt and pepper all over it. I think I did some thyme and something else. Put them all in a big bag, dropped it in there, set it on 165 or whatever it was, and just kind of let it go for, I think it was like 2 hours. Took them out, patted them dry, smoking hot iron skillet, seared on the outside, and served them with some vegetables and rice or something. They were great. They were really, really good. So last week, it was like a week ago today, I happened to be going to the grocery store, and I saw in there next to the butcher shop they had like a case of like meat on sale, and they had top sirloin like steaks. There was like two, and they weren't big steaks. They were probably, I don't know, 5 inches by 5 inches kind of thing. And there's like two of them in a pack, and they were marked down from like $12. They were marked down to like $2.50 and $3, which says to me, hey, you need to go cook this within the hour. But it was dirt cheap, so I bought like 6 packs of them and brought them home. Salt and pepper, just pretty basic ingredients in there, and threw them in there. And man, same thing. I mean, got a smoking hot. I mean, like ripping hot cast iron skillet. Seared the shit out of them on either side. They came out bloody in the best way possible, tender. They were great. I've literally been eating on them for like a week. I've had more steak this last week than I've had in a very long time because it was so damn cheap. So I've been like slicing it, thin for like steak sandwiches, and I made a couple steak omelets. I've just been eating steak like crazy this last week. It's been awesome.
I do not want to sit in your office right now.
It's surprisingly not been that bad. Surprisingly,
like you probably adjusted your lighting to adjust for the discoloration on your walls. The shit was probably a super fun sight.
It was like the first day maybe, but I think the system has acclimated.
Is there a hole in the backrest of your chair?
No, it's an air-on chair, so it just passes right through.
Yeah, it can singe the mesh.
It can singe the mesh. That's right, Fessy. That's one of the reasons why I did it. It's like aged steaks. That's the thing anyway, right? Now, granted, that's a dry age and it's different, but still, it was when I opened up the packages, it smelled beefy in the best way possible. It did not smell bad, and it was great. It was cheap as shit. Oh, Tim, that's the way to go, man. You get yourself a quarter or a half, if you got the freezer room to store it anyway.
Yeah, I don't have the room for a quarter even. I don't think.
Yeah, me either.
I love making green salsa chicken in my Instant Pot.
Mhm.
I just love what that thing does to meat.
Sure. Pressure cookers, I mean,
It's just,
pretty awesome.
dude, you could throw in a frozen breast and it'll still come out like stringy and just peel apart and just,
Yeah, that's the best when you have them pressure cooked like that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what chest freezer for. That's what my parents always had growing up. They always had a big old chest freezer, and that's not something that I've ever bought. I have another full size refrigerator out in my garage, a secondary, like a backup, and it's got a freezer section, but it's a normal, upright side by side French door style freezer, and there's not much room, right? I mean, your freezer's like this. Granted, it's the height of the refrigerator, but it's pretty small and it's full of other shit anyway most of the time. Not enough for that much meat. But it's the same thing if you're a hunter, right? I mean, you gotta have some sort of chest freezer in order to put away all that meat. Yep. Assuming you're a good hunter, I guess. I guess not all hunters need that, but yeah.
I don't. That's the thing. I'd love to buy a lot of like a sizable amount of cow, like a quarter, but I don't eat enough to warrant that shit.
Yeah, if you have multiple people, it's easier. But
yeah,
by yourself, that's a lot by yourself.
Yeah.
Like you risk it going bad from.
Like I wouldn't have a Costco membership if I wasn't splitting it with my sister.
Right. For sure. Yeah, Mark, it's been on steak for days, and also like 2 or 3 different meals of eggs too. So, But I got to say, that steak omelet was pretty badass. I made like 3 of them.
And we're getting on China for fucking up the air.
It's localized right over DFW
like
right about now.
It may have been localized 3 days ago. Mass is gonna get a whiff of it in a couple days.
It definitely is blowing this way. Fucking storms blowing this way.
Dude, so I was looking at the radar a couple hours ago. The rainstorm's passing over. It is so windy that the arrows are blowing back from the direction that it came in, like this way. It's like spread all over the place. It is so goddamn windy outside.
Like an explosion.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Costco does have a great meat section. You can get all kinds of good stuff there.
I get that $5 rotisserie every time I go.
Yeah, tell them about that, Ahmed.
The $5 rotisserie?
Yeah.
It's good. Did you write the article I posted the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Costco, surprise, surprise, loses money on those $5 rotisseries.
No.
But they don't give a fuck. You know why? Because they Costco.
Well, because it brings people in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brings people in. And the funny thing is that that's not what brought me in. It's just like, this is something I have to pick up every time I go. Because for myself, I carve up that sumbitch and I leave the carcass for the strays because Mans has a soft spot for the strays. And they clean that shit up proper too. But that's like 3-4 days worth of chicken for me.
Sure.
For $5.
And they're big. The chicken itself it's a big chicken.
Me and Senor Bigglesworth took a trip to Costco once when I was out in his parts, and we split one. We each had half of that chicken that one afternoon. It was we first used the knife to cut like the first 3 incisions. They were just like, fuck this. We were just taking it out with our hands.
Yeah, Vic, that $1.50 hot dog and drink. It's a solid lunch. It's a big one, and they've got really good churros. Their churros
I haven't had the
pretty
churros.
decent.
I may have to get it. I'm going there on Friday. I think I may get a churro when I'm there.
You should. They're like $1, and they're legit like 2 feet long.
No, I'm happy when I can go to a Costco not on the weekend, because the one I go to in Long Island City, it's not a high traffic area, the part of town it's in, but on the weekend, there's traffic in the area because of Costco.
Yeah, it's a madhouse. If I can't make it to Costco during the week, I basically just don't go.
Yeah, and so like Friday late morning, me and my sister go to because she lives near one of them, so we go, and it is so goddamn empty. It's weird.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's like it's not very busy. You don't have to wait very long in line, and I don't have to worry about Indian families rolling like rap crews where it's like 7 or 8 of them, and they can just manage to clog up a Costco aisle. Because when they go shopping for groceries, it's like the whole fucking family comes.
Yeah.
And they just kind of stop wherever, like how you have someone who on the road, like kind of drives 15 miles an hour because they're looking for where they're supposed to turn or something.
Right.
That's what they do, but in a grocery aisle.
Right. That's right, Fess. You eat it like a man from the side.
Eat it from the back.
Like a man. You.
No, they do not have cottage pies at the hot food counter at Costco.
That's the most British fucking question no one could ask.
It's pretty
I
funny.
do no. The ones
How you gonna eat your pudding if you don't eat your meat?
that used to just be the hot dogs or a slice of pizza. And the slice of pizzas are like New York New York sized slices, but they're thicker crust. So the things are giant, a big old piece of pizza. But they've got those, and then they added like a chicken melt kind of thing, and then I think they've got a salad or two now, and they've actually got a few options, and they're not all as cheap as the hot dog, of course, but
Yeah, honestly, I think the single best product Costco makes are their garbage bags.
Their garbage bags? I don't think I've ever bought their garbage bags. No, yes, I do. Of course I do. That's yes. They do make them, and the other thing that I like there is they make restaurant-sized cling wrap, like glad wrap.
I don't like I think that is the one product of theirs I don't like is their saran wrap.
Oh, really?
I don't.
Dude, I buy one of those things for like $15 and you get two of them or whatever.
Oh, of course.
And I don't have to buy it for.
But in terms of dealing with it, and if it gets stuck to the roll, oh my god.
It gets stuck to the roll.
It is my
built-in slidey cutty thingy.
No, sometimes it fails, and it'll snap back, and I'm just like, I don't have the time to deal with this right now.
I think that's
because you try to get it off, you end up fucking it up, and I don't have that issue with the more high horse saran wraps. Just saying, I still buy it though because it's value, but their garbage bags are just as good as like the heftier glads that I buy. You get like $250 for $15.
Yeah. And you use it for a year. Yeah, absolutely. They're great.
And they're good bags, more importantly. Really good bags.
The handles, I don't ever have a problem ripping out, even when I've got like a crazy ass heavy load in the garbage. It's fine. It puts up with it. I mean, sometimes these things weigh like 50 pounds. No problem. Kirkland parchment. Yeah, I use their parchment paper as well.
Like I said, most of their like their house products are really good.
Mm-hmm.
I almost buy a TV every time I go there.
Sure.
Because it's the first fucking thing you see when you walk in.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm like, hey, do I need one more fucking thing in this room that I don't have room for?
Maybe. No.
Because I can get like a 32-inch TV that's about as big as I'd want in here. And I'm like,
but it's only like $300.
Not even. It was like $2 something, I think, for a 32-inch.
Oh, probably.
Good one.
Probably. Yeah, you're right. Well, that's the thing with a lot of, and you probably know this, but I think a lot of people probably don't. Like store brand stuff. I mean, at your local Kroger grocery store or Costco or wherever, most of that stuff's made in the same factory that the other shit is. It's just got a different name on it, and usually it's cheaper. I definitely buy store brand Excedrin migraine or store brand ibuprofen or especially medicines and stuff. Absolutely, don't have to buy that. It's the same shit. You can see on the back. It's like ibuprofen.
As someone who grew up in a pharmacy, buy generic.
Yeah.
Like fucking Sudafed 12-hour, like so much cheaper. Like I buy like the Rite Aid brand, and because I'm a gold Rite Aid member, you get like extra 15% off of their house brand stuff. I'm not platinum though. I don't go there as often as I. Not buying cereal when it's on sale at Rite Aid takes your reward status, man. When they get those boxes of honey bunches for like $1.50, I buy like 6 or 8 at a time. I miss eating cereal, but I'm glad I gave it up. Very glad.
I existed on cereal when I was a kid, and
I'm pretty sure I've eaten some bowls of cereal here on the show, like during.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Or I've eaten one right before we've gone live or some shit.
But and I'll occasionally have one these days. But in the morning, it's I'll eat like a granola bar or something maybe.
Cereal is definitely a nighttime food for me. So good, especially during the summer. I'll like pour a glass of milk out and put it in the freezer for 10 or 15 minutes, then pour my bowl of cereal and pour that in. I'm just like, oh, so good. Cold, nothing like some ice fucking cold milk.
That's what happens when you live in a place that doesn't have AC.
I have AC.
Now.
And what? My fridge.
Wait.
Are you telling me my fridge isn't cooled?
Let me rephrase. Who have AC that don't turn on the AC until it's unbearably hot.
That is one place that I have no qualms spending money is on my air conditioning because I live in Texas and it's hot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I'll cheap out in a lot of places. Air conditioning is not one of them. gotta have AC. Yeah, you're right, Stu. Gas is good at Costco and it tends to be pretty cheap too. This might date me a little bit, but when I had my first car was a small Honda, and I would buy specific gas at specific gas stations because I could tell when their gas was shit because my car would run poorly when I put different gas in it. And specifically it was Diamond, Shamrock, or then Valero after that when they got bought out. Every time I filled up at that thing, my car would act up. It just wouldn't be right. It lost power. It would sound growly and knock a little bit. I swear they water their gas down, at least in my area. Yeah, well, that's actually been my predilection for a really long time. I tend to buy very small, fast cars, and it's always funny when I get out. I kind of unfold myself out of these things. But my first car was a Honda CRX. Which
is there something wrong with my automobile?
It was the largest automobile I could afford.
That's CDEF, by the way.
Exactly. I swear to God, like 4 people are gonna get that, but they're gonna get it. It's gonna be worth it.
Mm-hmm. Will's gonna be one of them.
But the CRX is one of those things that's it's a small 2-door hatchback, and it didn't look. I mean, it looks like a small car, but there was a shitload of room in that car when you were the driver, especially. I actually wasn't all the way back on the seat adjustment. I was a notch up. That's where I drove. It was great, but it did look funny when I got out of the car for sure, because I'd get out and just be way above it for sure. What the hell time is it? Oh my God, it's been an hour. We've been talking about bullshit. Well, I guess we talked about.
That's fine. I mean, it's like, hey, look at this new China shit that came out. Oh, it's got RGB. Oh.
Wait. You know what we could do? We could totally share the link that Sean sent the other day. Remember?
We could.
Sean, yeah. Is it a new twerk bar?
No, it was something that you should enjoy. Remember? It was the other day. Sean actually gave us a piece of vaping news.
Oh, is that his way of saying I'm not coming on this week here?
Probably. Now I gotta scroll back and find it. Hold on.
Oh, the MVP. Yeah.
Yeah. Where did he link it?
Vic, if you got the Save for Your Rush box sets, that's on you. I mean, only God can judge you, right? And Judy.
Didn't he put it in our admin chat? Did he put it in general?
He put it in our regular host chat.
In our host chat? I didn't see it. I just scrolled up.
It's the Taste Your Juice link.
I know. Oh, I can show you this. Here.
But yeah, Vic, $12 a pound for a 5. Like I pay $60 for a 5-pound bag, but that shit is roasted then shipped to me. So like the bag of beans that I have was roasted like mid-September, and goddamn, does it not stink in my apartment when I open that bag for the first time? It's very good.
Very, very good.
So I don't mind paying somewhat of a premium for my coffee. For the quality, it's like price equivalent with Starbucks, so at least I know when it was roasted.
Why can't I find the sherry thingy?
I'll post it in fucking chat here.
Here, I was going to share this. See if this
works. That's not the Anakin MVP, but I...
Did that work?
Yeah, it does.
Nice. That was my steak from the other night, or one of the several.
A little bit of charring on the outside. I like that.
Oh, dude, it was perfectly mahogany.
Are those
yummy.
French cut green beans?
Yeah, it was French cut green beans.
Frozen joints.
Yep.
I don't like the French cut. I like the normal ones.
I prefer the French cut.
Really?
I'll eat either, but French cut is my choice. Plus, it looks nicer on a plate when you want a shit post. It does.
It does. All right, so here's the problem. I can't get Zoom to stop fucking doing this thing.
Did you break it?
Start video, maybe? I totally broke it. I cannot get it to go back on.
This is where OBS Cam comes in handy.
Dude. All I can do is freaking do the thing. Stop. I'm stopping everybody's video. And I don't mean to do that either. Ask to start video. Ask to start video.
Should I click later?
Show self view. You can if you want. The host highlight. Oh, this is ridiculous. Why is this? Stop it. Oh, God. All right. I think I'm going to have to stop the freaking thing.
End it.
Would you say there's a lot at stake here?
No, I wouldn't say there's a lot of stake. Why can't... This
No,
is
a
the
lot at
worst
stake.
client. I hate this client. It's so bad. All I've got is these stinking... It looks like Foo's holding his breath. It does. Oh, I found it.
The plumes of IT experts.
I found it. Aha.
Yo, if that's what I look like when I'm trying to fart, I straight face. You don't even know. Like maybe when I was like 12, an inexperienced butthole player, but
So you know what the problem was? I'll totally cop to it. There was a teeny tiny, and by a teeny, I mean like this tall and that wide thing.
smaller than your mods.
Yes, smaller than my mods, barely. In the top center of my screen, not on the window that I was sharing, but on of my screen itself, and it was underneath my webcam's little clamper guy at the top of my display, so I couldn't see it. It was hiding.
Screen share with OBS. Just saying. Do you have virtual cam installed for?
I can't. Well, I couldn't. I could screen share with OBS. That's what I've been doing up until now with an incognito window. But that was inside of Slack, and I didn't have a way of getting that into the browser easily and quickly. So that's why I decided to share Slack. So I had to go through the Zoom thing.
No, I have because when we like lately when we're doing the show, if I need a screen share something, I have a virtual cam ready to run, so I can switch sources like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just less hassle than using the built-in shit with Zoom. Because I think I broke it one time when I was screen sharing.
You did. Similar sort of problem, except for you weren't the host, at least.
True. Very true.
Anyway, so I didn't want to try to set up and that's one thing that does kill me about OBS. I really wish that you would be able to edit a source without switching to the source. So like right now, I could switch over to one of the other sources and not and be able to be adding a new source. Sorry, switch over to one of the other scenes and be adding a source to it. But if I do that, obviously it changes what
What you're telling me is we should do show planning ahead of time.
Hey, we have to fly by the seat of our pants with some of this stuff. Even
we do.
To plan it.
What happened to my camera?
I stopped you earlier, and then I asked to start it again.
Oh, okay.
I did it by accident. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Oh, Will said it's called studio mode. Yeah, I didn't know
It's
that.
studio mode.
I haven't seen studio mode.
Somebody didn't take a TV production class.
No, I sure didn't. I'll have to look at studio mode. Oh, look, there's a button that says studio mode. Oh, look at that.
Yo, I took a TV production class in college, and the worst thing my professor could have ever done was we had to go and we took turns directing people's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say dirty things into the microphone and make the Cameron people laugh and fuck up their shots. Because you get them, you tell them like get their shot ready before you have the person on the board switch and be like suck on these nuts or something. And so you see like the shot, like you see the camera is shaking like this because the person has their hands out trying not to laugh.
Tim said check out the Reddit like episode. Sorry, Tim, I was too busy freaking out. I couldn't get the thing to stop doing what it was doing. I'm scrolling up looking for. I don't see a Reddit link. I don't see a Reddit link. There is a Reddit post on the front of ECR. What? About what? Did it filter it out because you're not a super fancy person or something? Yeah, Festy, go figure. We don't have a script. Back in the day, about a year ago, we had at least a rough idea of what we were going to talk about. And then like a year ago, a bunch of stuff happened, including vaping basically being killed. And we stopped getting that far ahead of
ourselves. You're being too conservative. It's been a little more than a year.
It probably has been a little more than a year.
But hey, joke's on them. They're still watching.
I don't know. I think we do a pretty good job of
we're good. We're good.
I mean, we'd have to change our intro from unscripted to scripted.
That's true. Even when we
we weren't
very scripted.
Nope. Or from the most professional name in vaping to idiots.
Reddit is cancer. Will, I saw a GIF the other day that was perfect for you, and I thought about you when I saw it, and then I don't think I actually forwarded it on. But it was basically Reddit is cancer, and it was in GIF form. It was pretty funny. I don't see that thing. So if somebody wants to send that to me, I will be happy to look at it. Yeah, that Go XLR, is that thing that you were showing me the other day?
I was looking at it and it looks dope, but I'm just like,
yeah, it was super cool.
I'd love to have it.
Absolutely. I don't know how much it costs, but I'm guessing
the one he linked was like $3.
Yeah, that's what I was guessing.
I mean, for what it is, it's well priced.
Yeah. Had like knobs, buttons, had a joystick. All kinds of cool little bells and whistles. Is Reddit worse than Instagram? Costello, I think it may be.
Yeah, because you can do a lot more shit than Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Not even that, but I don't know. Trolling on Instagram is a lot more fun for me. Like Twitter. Like I got back on Twitter in the last few months, and I am glad that I tap back into my Twitter trolling and can get professional athletes' attention and shit talking them and all of that. It's great because I can act like a 15-year-old again. Mainly just because of my, the sports and memes, like in Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful thing. I got plenty of sports memes holstered. I'm glad that I'm able to share it with the world again.
Oh, thanks, Tim, for posting that on the Dead Plumes Discord.
You mean the one that I left?
You left?
Why the fuck wouldn't I? I told Sean it was a bad idea to begin with.
I didn't think it was a bad idea, but it's definitely pretty dead.
It was a good idea before we did Facebook.
Yeah. So the link that he was talking about is here. I'll go ahead and post it in chat.
Like, do you remember all the other vaping-centric social media platforms that were launched? I'm like, nothing replacing Facebook. I'm still in the ECR Discord. I do lurk in there. Giz.
Looking for a thingy for you. Not an ordinary thermos for you. I'm looking for... So I'm on the preview section. What happens if I do that? Oh, cool. We stayed still. All right, good. So that means I can go over here, and I can do this. I can go properties, and I can change over here. Perfect. Now, if I come out of studio mode and come over to here, boom, look at there. Worked just great. So here's that link that he was talking about. Oops, definitely just went back. Here, so 30 healthy non-smokers vaped e-cigs without nic or THC and experienced a measurable increase in lung inflammation after just 4 weeks of use.
Yep.
So, so that guy says, nice headline. The article actually says this. Overall, the research team discovered that the lungs of the people in the vaping group did see a small changes of inflammation over the course of 4 weeks, though the change wasn't statistically significant compared to the control group. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. I was like, why didn't you?
They didn't account for my two certainties, which are vaping custard makes you gain weight, and most dessert vapors smell like maple syrup.
Okay.
I didn't see any of that mentioned in the study.
No,
I didn't get called. I didn't get asked for a comment or quote or nothing. Do you know who I am?
Mm-hmm. So thanks for the OBS tip there, Will. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I learned something today. I was able to do some stuff without breaking things.
Oh, speaking of OBS, I finally got. So I played through the StarCraft Vanilla campaign when I got remastered, and I started a few missions into Brood War. I was wondering, I should ask chat who wants to watch me get frustrated playing through Brood War campaign, because I'm definitely down to stream that. Because
Brood War is
the original one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the original one.
That's the one I was not good at from a multiplayer standpoint. Like StarCraft 2 was my game, and so getting used to shittier unit pathing and not as much autonomy has been fun. Getting back used to it because I have not adjusted well. It's just like, wait, oh right, I can only have 12 units per control group, whereas in StarCraft 2 it's unlimited, and I don't have to rally. I don't have to click on my workers and send them to mine because in StarCraft 2 you have auto mining.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Did they just find the nearest mine?
Well, you can set a rally straight to a mineral patch.
Oh, okay.
There's just little bits and pieces that save you unnecessary APM. Yeah, I will Rocket League stream too. I am in Diamond now. So I'm in Diamond now, Tim. I even took a picture of my promotion because it took me almost a fucking year, over a year.
I've watched you play.
Little I practice. It's been like a week or two since I've played. Been busy with work and shit. I've had to wake up at 4 o'clock the last few days, so it's like shit like that.
That's early. Festy is asking if Masty rage quit.
No,
I'm still here. You can't hear me?
You just didn't turn your video back on?
How? I thought you turned me off.
It's just in the meeting. It's down at the bottom where there's video, start video, stop video. Bottom left corner.
Oh,
Hey, there he is.
Will bought whistle tips. The whoop whoop.
Woo woo. The whistles go woo.
Should be up cooking breakfast.
Oh wait, Will. So you bought the whistle tips from Modmaker? Those are like clones, didn't you know?
Oh, dude, a white dude made them. It's not a clone.
Yeah, that was a big stink a few weeks ago. That was the last that was like the last piece of vape drama that I saw that I've seen in recent memory. Really,
You should come up with a Stabwood mod and call it a Devo.
Yeah, that was a bunch of. There's a lot of stinkiness going on in the Hellfire group and the.
Are you telling me Brits were being butthurt about something?
No comment.
No.
No comment. So, Will, are they good? That's the real question. Is do they work? Do they work well? Are they comfortable on the lips? That's what I'm wondering. So that is something that I did, and I haven't used it lately. But
Euro clones are best clones. I thought Brits were Euros. Like I'm a vape reviewer.
ooh, that's true. That is true. I still do have my my fancy Hellfire whistle tip titanium version, by the way. It's pretty cool, man. And I never thought I'd like it until this.
I got a whistle. I got a whistle tip on my bag. Check this out.
Oh my god.
Is that
So,
so I never really
the design was derived from that.
Yeah, exactly. So I never really liked the whistle tips until I put one on the billet box, and all of a sudden I pulled this out just to give it a whack, and because you do vape the billet box in a very specific orientation, unlike most other mods, yes, with a pinky out, you can actually use I could actually use a whistle tip really effectively with the billet box specifically, which is kind of cool. Because I never really got a lot of traction out of it. Because while I tend to vape my glooms in a similar way. I definitely flip it around. I definitely vape it in the other hand. This is a lot more variable in my.
I don't have a beer to catch my spilled alcohol.
Oh, it's all good.
I miss having that.
Having the facial towel.
My drink napkin, yeah. It is weird though. I forgot how to anticipate such things. Sorry.
Right.
It always happens on the last sip out of the can, but when you kind of forcefully go and it just throws the rest of whatever's in the can at you.
Yeah. The last slurpity slurp. Festi, there's somebody who cloned the Poe tip. That's terrible. Just awful. I'm gonna lose sleep over that tonight. Not really. I don't make a dime out of those things. They lack the aesthetic panache of the Hellfire tips, but they don't cost $25 a tip. I have to.
You can read the rest of the sentence.
And you don't have to blow an Irish biker to get one. I did stop there, but the reason I stopped there is because I don't think most of the Hellfire whistle tips. I don't think they're $25 a pop. I think they're more like 35 or 40.
That's backwash. I guess.
I guess it's backwash if you've backwashed into your drink, and who does that? That's over the age of 30.
Everyone does it like a little bit, right? Like there are people I know whose drinks I won't ask for a sip out of. Like everyone knows people like that. Like if it's my brother or sister or whatever, they'll have a drink. Like, yeah, let me get a sip or something. Like there are people I know who I won't ask for a sip because I know they backwash. Well, I mean backwash as in like they'll do it like after they while they're eating or something. I'm just like, maybe you don't do the like I don't like I do this if I'm eating while I'm drinking. I do that.
Oh, do you? So
yeah, because if I feel like physical particles in my drink, like it's one of the few things that could make my stomach potentially turn, even if it's from me.
So maybe this is kind of an interesting thing. So I don't like air pour it or whatever, but I definitely pour.
No, it's a little exaggerated, but
like there's no backwash there. Like
no, I'll bottom lip it.
Yeah, bottom lip it. That's a good way of putting it. I definitely pour it into my mouth and then stop pouring it. I don't go spit it back in my drink. That's my niece did that once. We were out and about. It was hot. It was we were having a day in the park, and she backwashed into my water. I have to forgive her for it. It's my niece. Right. She's a bit of a derp, but and a child.
Exactly.
That's the important part. Because yes, children do that. Just look at their drinks after they've eaten a meal or whatever, right? Their cup is full of food. Because they or whatever they do, their freaking water.
Jesus, I don't even want to know. I'm not even looking at the screen. I don't know what you're doing.
We're talking about backwashing and drinks.
And Mass, you're gonna be dealing with it soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I'm waiting for that burp for a minute.
I'm glad to get it out.
You know, like the ones that are sitting there like a little extra hot when they come out. Whew.
Not pleasant.
You feel relieved though.
Titanium 18650 dripstick. I did hear him mention that he was going to make that. I'm surprised he's making something that's not a bat. But it is good to see him making some vape stuff.
An over machined bat. Sorry, Brett.
I mean, they're pretty cool and all. I'm sure.
No, they are. $100 is a tall order.
Is that what they were?
Yeah.
Yikes. Like white rhino horn powder. That's right. Gotta bust up that chitin and get the aphrodisiac powers from that matted rhino hair. All right. So here's the thing. I think we're done for the evening.
Yeah.
I, as well as my fellow two hosts, really appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with us tonight. I hope that we provided you with some laughs and some possibly useful information. Continue to contact your representatives, especially you're in a state with a shithead of a governor that's trying to ban this stuff that helps everybody not smoke traditional combustible cigarettes. Join CASA, hit subscribe and hit the bell button. I don't care if you do that or not. We'll be here either way. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Yeah. See you later, y'all. I'll probably stream Brood War on Friday. I'm not starting from the beginning because there are a couple of missions I'm not playing again. Because one of them took me over an hour. So, yeah, I'm going to pick up from where I left off. So I'll post a link in Plumes when I do. And
yeah. It's twitch.tv/ is it Fubago?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. All right.
Finally get back on the streaming horse. Yeah.
Go watch the shit. It's good stuff. All right, everybody. Latest.
Preach.